So in a couple of minutes, the academic procession is going to enter the auditorium. In the academic procession are Honorable Shri Shalin Devatia, nominee of the Chancellor, NMIMS deemed to be University. Shri Shailesh Chaturvedi, Managing Director and CEO, Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein, Chief Guest of the Day. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, Dr. Shibani Belwalkar, welcome you all to the Convocation 2019 of SVKM's NMIMS School of Business Management. I now request everyone to please rise for the NMIMS National Anthem and remain standing for lighting of the ceremonial lamp and Saraswati Vandana. May I now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Shailesh Chaturvedi, and all the dignitaries on the dais to please come forward and light the ceremonial lamp.
Our chief guest this morning, our very own alumnus, Shailesh Chaturvedi, the Managing Director and CEO of Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein. A role model for each one of you who is going to be graduating today. This is the kind of a journey that perhaps many of you would possibly dream of becoming the CEO or the Managing Director of some of the well-known brands. And who other can really epitomize that today than none other than Shailesh himself, who heads one of the most powerful consumer brands today in this country, the Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, Louis Philippe, Van Heusen, etc. And that's what has really made him, truly speaking, the epitome of a role model for each one of you. So welcome, Shailesh, this morning to all of us over here. If I were to look back in time, it's almost 37 years of legacy that we all have now today as a management school in this country. And so therefore, when I look at the entire event today, and also because of the fact that we have, and I would say that the coming of age of any institution is when its own alumnus comes back to deliver the convocation address. That is the criticality, and that is the moment today.
May I please request the nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Shalin Devatia, to felicitate our chief guest, Shri Shailesh Chaturvedi, with a bouquet and a memento as a token of our appreciation and gratitude. Thank you, sir. May I now request our chief guest, Honorable Shri Shailesh Chaturvedi, to release the NMIMS review, the convocation brochure, and the roster of events. Thank you, sir. Frank Lloyd Wright has said, "I know the price of success. Dedication, hard work, and an unremitting devotion to the things you want to see happen. To recognize the excellence, merit, and hard work of the students at SBM, I would now like to call upon Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, Provost Management Education and the Dean School of Business Management, to announce the much-awaited awards, scholarships, gold and silver medal winners. I request our chief guest for the day, Shri Shailesh Chaturvedi, and the nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Shalin Devatia, to please give away the awards. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Rajan Saxena to please join them.
I said the first one has to be a Marwadi Kedia. Yes. Congratulations. You remove your mask and all the best. Yes. Thank you. Congratulations. You do well in life. This is your medal. All the best.
Rank.
We would now request our chief guest to release the Economic Public Policy Journal. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. It is now my proud privilege to introduce our chief guest for the day, Honorable Shri Shailesh Chaturvedi, MD and CEO, Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein. With expertise in development of premium fashion brands, Shailesh has 25 years of work experience in the apparel retail industry. He runs the businesses of Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein brands of the US multinational company PVH as their managing director and CEO in India in their joint venture with the Arvind Group. The business has a retail size in excess of 1,000 crores. In the last 25 years, Shailesh has launched and developed some of the biggest brands in India, including Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, Louis Philippe, Van Heusen, and Alan Solly. This assignment with Tommy and Calvin Klein has given him the opportunity to demonstrate methods of rapidly scaling up premium imported businesses of very high standards profitably. Before his current assignment, he had worked in Hong Kong with Benetton as the head of its wholesale business in the Asia-Pacific region, with responsibilities in the countries of Asia-Pac region, including Australia, Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, and Malaysia. His career started with the British Madura Coats Group as a management trainee in the year 1992 after completing his MBA from NMIMS. Very early in his career, he was also selected into the Coats plc UK's prestigious leadership program, Tomorrow's Leaders, in the year 1994. Some of his key professional recognitions include the Most Admired Retail Fashion Professional in the Country award at the Images Awards in the year 2016 at IFF, selection into the list of the top young CEOs in India, Business Today magazine selection Feb 2009, selection by CNBC TV into the Young Turks in India series in April 2008, and the co-chairman of the prestigious retail industry event IRF, India Retail Forum 2013. Thank you so much, sir, for honoring the occasion with your presence. May I please request you to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone, especially Shalin there and Dr. Rajan Saxena, who taught me marketing, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, who I interact regularly now. We've been working on the Board of Studies, alumni. So, Mr. Maiskar and Ms. Meena. Also, my very good afternoon to dignitaries sitting in front in the dark blue. And my favorite in light blue, the future CEOs, future managing directors, and the future chief guest of the convocation here. If I were this batch, I would be sitting right there, the back bench. That's where I used to normally sit. It's a strange feeling. Recently, we were dressing up film stars for this new movie coming up, Student of the Year Part 2, and we are dressing up Tiger Shroff and Sutaria and Ananya Pandey, and I'm just right now here, I'm just feeling a lot of Students of the Year are here. It's a pleasure interacting with you guys here. June 1992 is the day, it was a Monday I joined British Madura Coats as a management trainee in Bangalore. 31st May was I remember Saturday, took a train, Udyan Express from Bombay VT. A lot of people from my family had come to drop me. I was always a day scholar at home. I studied my engineering here, my schooling, my MBA from Bombay at home. First time I was leaving home and my sister was crying and I was probably crying as well. But I took the train, next day morning I reached Bangalore, and we were 7 people from various MBA institutes. There were only 2 from Bombay, 1 girl from SP Jain, Manisha, and myself, Shailesh. We joined from Bombay colleges, and the remaining were from the IIMs. And when I think of that day when I joined the corporate, I'm in the same field, boring, same textile fashion field for 27 years nearly now. And I've worked only in that same one industry with 13 years with Madura Coats, and this is my 13th year starting with Tommy. I mean, large 2 chunks with same organization over a long period of time. And I look back that I'm so grateful to NMIMS sir for giving me opportunities, open the doors for me of opportunities. So whenever the word NMIMS comes to me, it means opportunities. You know, today they gave me opportunity to be the chief guest here. Every time I come and I sort of absorb something, gain something from NMIMS. So it's a, what do you call, you get the vistas, opportunities, the doors open here. And you are lucky that you are part of the same institutes, and it will give you, I hope and I wish, I pray that all of you get a lot of opportunities in life. I look back to my life, almost that opportunity didn't happen for me. I was studying engineering late 1989, preparing for my CAT and MMS, going through rounds of interviews for the jobs during my final year engineering. There was 7th semester end, and my father passed away. My father was 48 years old that time. He was an entrepreneur, only earning member of our family. We were a large joint family, cousins. We are 4 siblings. I'm the eldest of the brothers, elder sister. And just sort of first time heart attack, and he passed away straight. And we took him to the hospital, and he was declared dead on arrival. It was like tragic incident in our life, and we were all, I was taken aback, and we were just thinking. My MMS exam, CAT exams were less than a month away from that day. And we all sat down once, you know, the ceremonies got over, and then I decided, boss, I'm not going to study MBA right now. I want to take up a job, and my family needs that support from me. And my younger brother, who was already working with my father, he said he will stop his LLB and he'll go into the family business. And I said, I will not do my MBA, I will take up a job and then later on hopefully do my MBA. We were all devastated. And then I said, since I've studied a little bit, I was emotionally a little disturbed, but I said, let me just go and give the exams like a trial. So when the CAT happened, the MMS exams happened, I went ahead as like a practice exam. So I gave my MMS exam, my CAT exams, came back, and we were all okay because we were very, very sad in our life that point of time. The results came. Fortunately, I got a couple of offers from good colleges, and I got to a couple of MBA colleges, including NM. And that time when I had to sort of take a call, and I said, boss, I've got the call, but I don't think it's the right time to start my MBA. So my younger brother and my cousin, they came and said, boss, you got into a good college. You have a couple of good options. You choose. If you study later and you give exam later, maybe you will get probably 1 or notch to higher rated college, but there's no guarantee. You might still get same set of colleges after a couple of years. Why don't you just finish it? And you know, our Indian family culture is that my brother said, I've already started earning. Why don't you just go ahead and finish your MBA? You got an admission into a decent college. And, then you have whole life to, earn salary and support the family. So I thought about it. My cousin said, don't worry, we'll support you. And that's how I started NM. My family supported me. My younger brother was paying for my fee. And in my final year in engineering, I started giving tuitions. I used to go to Andheri and I come back. I used to go to Nepean Sea Road to give tuitions. And when I joined MBA, I continued to give tuition. And I started working for a stockbroker at Jijibai Towers. And although I don't know what, he just wanted to help me, but in a more dignified way, he said, you start doing research on different companies, and said, I'll pay you 2,000 rupees per month as a stipend. And 2,000 rupees as a stipend in 1990 was a lot of money for somebody like me. So I said, fine, and that's how my life started. And I look back, I don't know whether I'll be able to inspire you with my story or not, but I can tell you that one thing I can tell you is that there will be occasion, unfortunately, in your life where you will get a bloody nose by the life. They'll punch you. The beauty of this life and the strength of this life is that, okay, we have to probably take out a hanky, remove the blood from the nose and get on with life and do well in life. So, on this very, very beautiful day, I don't want to tell you my sob story. I don't have, unfortunately, it was a short phase of life after then, really well after that. But I'm just trying to say that whatever happens in life, no matter what. In fact, I have a tattoo on my right hand. I can't show you here. It says, no matter what, we will rock. And that's the spirit with I've lived my life, that no matter what, we will rock. Then I started my job at Madura Coats. Madura Coats had a bias for IIMs. They just started recruiting non-IIMs for the first time. Mine was the third batch. They were going to recruit from outside IIMs. In fact, not just IIMs. All of us were engineer MBAs. In the past, there were IIT IIMs and then, premier Bombay colleges. And so I was a Sardar Patel VJTI. So I was a premium engineering institute and premier MBA college, NMIMS. So we were 6, 7 of us, but just 2 people from Bombay College, all were IIT IIMs. And I remember the first time when I met my boss, there was a guy who was my batchmate. He was from IIM Calcutta, Ashish. I remember Ashish Mukherjee. And me, he kept only talking to him. In a 2-hour session, I don't think he ever had an eye contact with me. And I said, oh, this is going to be tough. Because it was by IIMs, for IIMs, right? That kind of a college, that kind of a company, a very well-known multinational company. And I said, boss, this we'll have to handle. And I have a joke. I always say, in life, sometimes you are pigeon, sometimes you are statue. So sometimes, you're pigeon, you go and shit on the statue, and sometimes you're the statue, you just let the pigeon do whatever they do. So that was another day. I was feeling like the Lord Nelson at the Trafalgar Square in London, and my boss was, so I said, theek hai, dekh lenge, we'll see, no matter what, right? So I worked really hard, I can tell you that. And in my domestic training, I was rated the best project for all these colleges, IIMs or no IIMs. I was the best, to be honest, and I'm not trying to boast about it. My project started in the morning at 9 a.m. That boss, who was not talking to me on my first meeting, not giving me eye contact, and his boss, who was an IITian, they started. There was a CEO and the head of marketing, 2 of them, and me alone as a management trainee. My presentation on my domestic training started at 9 a.m. It went on till 7:30 p.m. I presented to them on the business that I was doing in South Maharashtra, in Sangli, HL Karanji, EY, Pune, city-wise, dealer-wise, market share, product category-wise. I had exact information. I'd worked really hard. I knew what will take the numbers forward. I had a city-wise summary, I had dealer-wise summary, and my bosses were very, very impressed. And I had really toiled and worked hard to get noticed, even to get the eye contact in that company. I did really well, and I was posted before my management training got confirmed within 10 minutes into a posting, and I started working. I worked very, very hard, friends. And then I was given what in my introduction said, tomorrow's leaders program, and I was selected from India for that. And in 90 countries, they selected 7 students, and I was one of them, and I was sent to Surrey to do an assessment center with a very famous HR consulting called Savile and Holdsworth, and all the board of directors of our parent company were my assessors, and the global head of HR came down to India to spend a day with me to give feedback. And a lot of negative feedback also came. It's not like, at that young age when I was in 1994, that all positive and say, sometimes you just don't listen, Shailesh. In that 3 days, we saw a lot of time you were so aggressive and, you were so involved that sometimes you were not listening to your friends and colleagues. I said, fine, I will, change. And that's a good feedback to me. And likewise, there were a lot of other good feedback, and I learned from that. And that's how my journey started. I did one clever thing before this selection happened. So I was doing my training in Pune, Kolhapur especially, and I'd seen that while doing the hiring of people in Bombay colleges, Bajaj, SPJ and NM, our company was struggling. And how our British company used to come? All the board of directors to take a private jet. Our company had a private jet. So you would land at Pawan's here next to Juhu, and then they would come to the college to hire. And those people coming from private jet, they used to struggle to move around in Bombay. So when I was a first year into the company, I hand wrote a note to our personal director, PG Menon. I mean, nobody had guts to write to PG Menon. He was like super boss, whole time HR director. But I had the courage. I just, sitting in the hotel room in Kolhapur, I hand wrote a note, dear PG, I saw that our company struggles with the recruitment of interviews of Bombay colleges, but I can help you. If you give me time, I'll set it up that in a one day you can just do all the interviews. You don't have to waste your time. So I just put it in the courier, and old days, this was in 92, I couriered it to PG Menon at our head office in Bangalore, 144 NG Road. I just sent it. And after 20 days, I was somewhere in Goa doing my training. I got a call from my boss, who was the branch head for Bombay. And he was like panicky. He says, Shailesh, PG Menon called for you. And where are you? He wants to talk to you. He was like panicky. I knew what I had done. So I said, yeah, I was expecting this call from PG. So I said, don't worry, I'll handle it, sir. Don't worry. And then I called PG's secretary. I knew Phoebe quite well. In life, always remember that these secretaries and the people are very, very important people in life. I don't keep a secretary as a CEO of my company. I don't have a secretary. My people don't have to smile at the secretary. They come directly work with me. So then PG spoke to me and he said, Shailesh, yeah, it's a pain and can you help? I said, sir, don't worry. Well taken care of. I'll do this hard work for you and for the company. I came down to Bombay, met my juniors in NM and others, and got that sorted out. These guys flew in the private jet, and everything was sorted, and they were very, very impressed. And PG and I, connected in life that, and probably led to my selection into tomorrow's Leaders Program. And rest is history. We did really well. So I'm saying, it's the small victories, the small detail. It's what matters. Stay humble, respect people. You never know, how and when, the karma gives you back positive or negative. So, remember someday you will be statue and someday you will be the pigeon. So, you will get your chance, but be humble about it. And, that's what, typically I would say to team. I can tell you a lot of stories, but I want to just end here. And I've worked in many places and got a lot of recognition for my hard work. But I always worked hard and always tried to be as humble as possible because, never know. I mean, like my father passed away one sudden evening and, our life changed for worse that day. And things have been good for after that many times. A one handwritten note became very positive for me. So, it's life opens sometimes doors, it shuts doors sometimes. It's all part of life. I would just close this discussion saying, I was doing helping my son do his undergrad in US, and he's in 12th grade now, 18-year-old. He's finally got into U Chicago. It's a very good college for economics, so he's Raghuram Rajan and all stuff will teach him there, and he's going in September there. And I was going through with him, looking at a lot of essays. And one thing that struck me was the Stanford's essay. They have a one single sentence which says, what matters to you now and why? So my message to all of you, and I have been thinking since in October then when I were reading that and my son was trying to attempt that answer, we all have to be very clear as to what matters to you. I recently turned 50 in last June, and I've been, thinking that what matters to me today and why does that matter to me today? It's an important part of our life, and I've been trying to say that God has been kind to me, despite some of the problems which everybody goes through, nothing to worry about that. But to give back to, whether it's to college the time or to your family. My family funded my MBA, and I started saying that because, and today if I have to help them in some way, I would leave no stone unturned. Because that's what matters a lot to me, because they funded my education. So you figure out what matters to you. You're young and you're not turning 50 fortunately sometime soon. But, whatever is the age you are at 20, 25, 30, every day is a milestone in our life. So please put your hand on your heart and say, boss, what matters to me? Are you going to be another MBA student who's going to be on the conveyor belt, taking the turn of the corporate life? Are you going to be on the carousel, gate number 3, Indigo airline, where people will rush to collect their luggage? Just think, pause. This is a fantastic moment. My congratulations to you. You have got your, award after a lot of hard work. I really value what your day and heartiest congratulations to you. But I think take a pause today. Also, like the Stanford asked the question, answer it for yourself. Don't need to answer to anybody else in your life, but to yourself, that what matters to me today and why. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those invaluable words. I'm sure each one of us is going back really motivated, informed, and encouraged.